What's up, people? In today's video, I'm going to show you how I'm making $2,000 a month video editing. Welcome back to another video, guys. My name's Jack. My channel is based around video editing, videography, and how to make money making videos. Subscribe if you're interested. Today, I was going to call this video how to make $2,000 a month video editing, but it's just really my story of how I'm making $2,000 a month video editing. So I understand it might not lead everybody who watches it to make $2,000 a month video editing, leading me to change the title to how I make $2,000 a month video editing, just so I'm not misleading anybody. And overall, I'm just gonna be telling my story of how in the past year, just over a year and a half, I went from just video editing as a kind of a passion to video editing making me over $2,000 a month. I live in the UK, so it's not 2,000 pounds a month. I make like 1.7, 1.8 thousand pounds a month, something like that. But it's like $2,000 a month, just for total clarity that we're all on the same page. Now, just to jump straight in, I'm really just going to run down how in the past year I've done this. Now, it sort of happened by chance almost. Like, obviously, it didn't happen totally by chance, but a couple things just kind of fell into place. And really what happened is I was finding out about freelance sites about a year ago when I was doing some paid work, but not really much at all. Just kind of, as a little side income where I'd make a little bit of money a month making videos for people. However, I found a website called Upwork. Now, Upwork is like the biggest freelancer marketplace on the whole internet, or it might be second to Fiverr, but I was used to freelance sites because I'd messed around with things like Fiverr and things like Freelancer in the past and had a look at what they were doing. However, nothing was quite like Upwork. Upwork seemed much more user-friendly, so I got signed up to Upwork and I applied to a couple things. I got comfortable, but then I sort of just forgot about it because nothing really happened, and I left it alone for about a month or two until one day I got an email where it was someone who just found my Upwork profile and they wanted to hire me just off of the strength of the profile itself. So, I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. We got a Skype call, and he ended up hiring me for 5 hours of work at $30 an hour. Now, I'd never been hired to do anything over the internet. Like, I've been doing a couple video projects for people in real life around my area, but I'd never gotten paid over the internet like that. So when he actually sent me the $150 or whatever it was to actually do that amount of video editing for him, it was like a high, like it was an immense high. I received that to my PayPal account. I was super happy, and obviously it opened this light bulb, or this light bulb kind of went off across my head where I realized, if this dude just sent me $150 to just sit here for the past couple hours doing something which was obviously easy and the novelty hadn't worn off, I was still so surprised that someone would pay me to edit this video for him real quick that, I decided, I was like, I'm gonna go all out on this, screw it. And I was kind of at a point in my life where I didn't really have that stable source of income, so it was kind of like a perfect eye-opener where I was like, all right, this seems to be something I can make significant money off of for relatively not that much work doing something I enjoy. So it was like a bonus on all sides, if you know what I mean. So I decided I was going to go all out on it. I just started applying for just job after job. This is against the terms of service of Upwork, but I created 10, 15 different accounts because they only let you apply to like 30 jobs a month or something like that. So I made a bunch of other accounts. I was applying to like pretty much every job I could find every single day, and because of this I was having an influx and overflow of clients that were coming to me, and I was doing a bunch of jobs for people. However, the next sort of thing that I started noticing was that I would build this rapport with a client. So we'd be working on this project for a week or 2 weeks or something. I would build this rapport with them, the relationship would go on well, we'd do the project, and then we would lose contact and nothing would come from it. So it was too much having to build this rapport with a client and then go find another one, build that rapport again, and overall it was a bit of a long process. So I decided I was going to start targeting people who didn't just want one project. So we build this rapport and then, just fade away essentially. We would never work together again. I decided not to go for specifically those type of clients, but go for clients who wanted recurring work, who wanted to bring someone onto their team, or join forces with someone who had a project that needed consistent work done all the time. So they needed work done a certain amount of videos done a week, or a certain amount of videos done a month, or a video every day, or whatever the case may be. I was targeting people who wanted recurring work, not just a one-off gig which would leave me after the week working with them with some money in my pocket, but there would be no more money coming from that client. And I would have spent this time building the rapport with them, getting in a Skype call or communicating over messages. And I wanted to be developing these relationships for them to be constantly giving me work, so it would be a little bit more meaningful and it would have more longevity to it. So that's where I started targeting social media brands, in particular YouTube channels. YouTube channels are perfect because they need content all the time, and it's relatively easy editing tasks to do. And obviously, myself as a YouTuber, I understand the platform and I understand the people and the creators themselves and the different types of content. So I started targeting YouTube-related jobs because they needed a video every day, or 3 videos a week, or whatever the case may be. And of course, they were generating money from the advertisements, so it was a worthwhile investment to hire someone to edit the videos so that they could generate more videos themselves by creating them, and then generate more income overall by just be putting out more videos. So essentially it was a win-win, and this right here is pretty much the move that enabled me to take that little amount of money that I was making, or not really little, because I might make $1,000 in a month back then, or I might make $400 in a month, you know what I mean? So it was not a consistent income. And the thing that enabled me to make it a consistent income was to target those jobs which needed recurring work, which didn't just need one video, and then we'd never talk again, and the relationship would fizzle out, and I would never gain anything again from that. I targeted those people who wanted consistent work, whether it be on a YouTube channel for YouTube videos, or I've worked with Facebook pages before. I've worked with all sorts of different social media brands, and overall, those people who need loads of content, whether it be YouTube videos or micro content for Facebook, Twitter, all that sort of stuff. These are almost perfect people to kind of tap in with, because they need loads of work all the time. And it's not the hardest stuff. It's not, you're not animating some next crazy shit, or, by all means you might be, but it's not some next level work. It's relatively easy for good pay, and it's consistent, which is the most important part about being a freelance video editor and doing freelance of any kind, is that you could be doing amazing, but if you're living kind of check to check, the nature of the game is that if you're not being careful and building up these recurring clients, eventually, you'll have a month where there's no work. And then if you haven't been being careful, putting that money aside, and also building up a returning clientele, you could be in a bit of a tricky situation. And, it might get a little bit difficult for a second, because that's just the nature of the game. Like I said, if you're not careful with getting these recurring clients and building up a clientele, you will at some point, I'm sure, run into the problem of not having any work to do, because that's just the nature of the game. You got to be constantly going out there, finding a new person, building a relationship, getting in this job together, completing the job, finding another person, and it can be a really tiring process. But boom, overall, that is the process that has taken me in the last year, just over the last year and a half, to take this from just like a little side income and a passion, obviously, to a consistent income that's making me over $2,000 a month every single month, and it's been like that for the whole 2018, to be honest. So thank you guys for watching the video. I've been Jack. A little bit different video, not really I guess it's definitely informative, but overall I've just kind of been telling my story of my kind of freelance journey up until this point. Hopefully some of you guys are watching at this point still. Obviously a lot of you probably got bored and left off, but I just realized, why am I addressing you, because you're not even fucking here. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day, and I really hope to see you guys in an upcoming video.